This is Jason Russell with your Eastern District Fishing Report. High water levels at all major reservoirs across the district have dropped significantly over the last 7 days. Water levels at Dewey, Fish Trap, Paintsville, and Yatesville lakes are now close to normal winter pool, while Buckhorn and Carr Creek lakes still remain high and falling. Water conditions at most of these locations are muddy, especially at Carr Creek, Buckhorn, and Fish Trap lakes. Dewey Lake is beginning to show clearing conditions, especially in the mid-lake section. Water temps are around 48 degrees with 1 to 2 degree variation. Fishery surveys conducted this week have shown that fish are now moving up shallow in the warmer mid to lower lake sections. We have observed many species from bass to crappie to bluegill occupying brush and rocky banks in 6 feet of water or less. We are also finding a few nice muskie at Dewey Lake, up to 46 inches. The crappie outlook for Dewey and Fish Trap lakes are good this year, with numerous larger fish being reported on mid-lake brush piles, treetops, and stake beds. Fishery surveys on Carr Creek Lake are showing walleye in the 4-pound range, occupying rocky points and banks in the mid-lake section this week. Not many in the upper lake sections yet, with cooler water flowing in. Carr Creek Lake is continuing to receive stockings of red ear sunfish, and we are finding some nice quality sunfish already showing up this spring. Also, Paintsville Lake has received supplemental stockings of surplus black-nosed crappie over the past few years. Some quality crappie are already showing up in angler reports and fishery surveys. Be sure to keep an eye on these 2 locations for some good panfish opportunity this spring.
This is Jeff Crosby with the Central District Fishing Report. Fishing continues to be slow across the district due to recent rains causing high water conditions on many of our rivers, streams, and lakes. It is a great time of year to complete those final preparations for the spring fishing season by organizing your tackle and completing maintenance on your fishing equipment. It's also a great time of year to buy your fishing license. Don't forget that March 1st was the beginning of a new year for fishing licenses. So purchase your new license today. Remember, by purchasing a fishing license, you're helping fund fishery management across the Commonwealth. For those who are interested in braving these winter conditions, you may want to try one of the small state-owned lakes currently, which are not as impacted by the high water as some of our large core lakes. Great time of year to get out and try fishing for largemouth at places like Beaver, Elmer, Bolts, Gist Creek, Kincaid, or Bullock Pin Lakes. It's a great time of year to cast jerkbaits or crankbaits along the bank, especially around shoreline cover. Also, pitching a jig and plastics combination is also a good option this time of year, especially fished around shoreline cover and brush piles. A few crappie can be caught at area lakes like Beaver, Bolts, Corinth, and Elmer Davis Lakes. You want to key in on brush piles. They can be found on many of those lakes, and fishing live bait or crappie jigs in about 8 to 15 feet of water produce a few fish this time of year. Finally, many of the fishing in neighborhoods lakes have been recently stocked with trout. Try your luck catching a few of these fish with like inline spinners like a Meb spinner, small crankbaits, or trying live minnows to catch a few of these fish at these Fins Lakes. Check out the department's website at fw.ky.gov for a complete list of these Fins Lakes in your area. So grab a pole, enjoy some great winter fishing. Remember to dress appropriately when fishing in cold weather conditions, and always wear a life jacket when on the water. I hope to see you on the water soon.
Hi, this is Eric Cummins with your Southwest Kentucky Fishing Report. Barren and Green River lakes are both 15 foot above summer pool and dropping a little over a foot a day. Fish are scattered, with some up in the flooded brush and some still hanging on the channel drops. Upper Lake and Feeder Creek tributary water temps are running in the low to mid 50s. Lower Lake water temperatures are in the upper to mid 40s. Tributaries to the Barren and Green River, or those backwater areas off of the main channel, are holding good numbers of fish of all sorts. trying to escape the higher river flow or discharges. Smaller impoundments are temperatures are hovering around that 50-degree mark, so fishing on those will be slower with live bait or slow-moving artificial baits. Holdover trout streams like Roundstone Creek, Jennings Creek, Trammell Creek, and Sulphur Creek. Look for some of those holdover trout further downstream than their stocking sites, as they may have wandered that way or have been pushed downstream by the higher flows we've received in late February. As always, good luck and good fishing, and be sure that life jacket's got your back.
This is Caleb Bentley with the Kentucky Stocking Report. This week across the state, we stocked channel catfish and largemouth bass. Channel catfish were stocked in Upper and Lower Sportsman's Lake, Robert J. Barth Lake, Alexandria Lake, Jacobson Park Lake, Miles Park, both Anglers Lake and Green Heron Lake, Tom Wallace Park Lake, Waverly Park Lake, Scott County Park Lake, Lusby Lake, Easy Walker Park Lake, James D. Beeville Park Lake, Jesse Thornton Lake, Millennium Park Lake, Anderson County Park Lake, Camp Ernst Lake, Middleton Mills Park, both the Long Pond and the Shelter House Lake, Lake Mingo, Southland Church Lake, Whitehall Park Lake, Kess Creek Park Lake, Lake Montgomery, Rotary Park Lake, Brickyard Park Lake, Wayman Morris Lake, Panther Creek Park Lake, and Yellow Creek Park Lake. Largemouth bass were stocked in Carr Creek Lake, Lake Carnico, Fish Trap Lake, Harrington Lake, the North Fork of the Elkhorn Creek, and the Ohio River. Good luck fishing and stay safe.